But we need Greenland for national security purposes. I've been told that for a long time, long before I even ran. I mean, people have been talking about it for a long time. You have approximately 45,000 people there. People really don't even know if Denmark has any legal right to it. But if they do, they should give it up because we need it for national security. That's for the free world. I'm talking about protecting the free world. You look at, you don't even need binoculars. You look outside, you have China ships all over the place. You have Russian ships all over the place. We're not letting that happen. We're not letting it happen. And if Denmark wants to get to a conclusion, but nobody knows if they even have any right, title, or interest. The people are going to probably vote for independence or to come into the United States. But if they did do that, then I would tariff Denmark at a very high level.
Have you asked your staff to draw up plans for the leader of the Conservative Party in Canada said, under no circumstances will it ever be the 51st
Then
state.
maybe he won't win, but maybe he will. You're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you on either of those two. But I can say this, we need them for economic security. The Panama Canal was built for our military. I'm not going to commit to that now. It might be that you'll have to do something. I was going to use that as a major talking point, but I never got to use it because all of a sudden I had
is a lot of think tank workers and trying to kind of present him with an intellectual scaffoldry that can explain what it is that he wants. And some of that has to do with military affairs, military security. There it's very difficult to see what he would gain. Some of it has to do with critical minerals, etc. There, Greenland is open for business, but if it's in terms of it's a very long-term perspective that this should be American for all perpetuity, then it might have a rational explanation. Worst is that this is just a question of making the USA larger on a map and let that go down in history.
I just want to say that it's a very special place. It needs security for itself, but it also needs security very much for the world. The location really, you see the people and the ships sailing around, and they're not the right ships, and they're not the ships you want to know about. So we need security, and our country needs it, and the whole world needs it.
Under the Second World War, the U.S. built up a huge number of bases, and the Cold War even more. And at maximum, there were more than 10,000 American servicemen in Greenland. Currently, there's one base, the Thule Air Base, which is now called the Pituffik Space Base. And I think there's around 300 American soldiers there, and that's it. Yeah, well, there is a pre-World War II world, right? If we scroll back international law to how it looked a century ago, then it would make sense to buy a territory with whatever population is on it. Since the Second World War, we have the principle of self-determination for colonized peoples. So if anyone would sell Greenland, it would be the Greenlanders, and they wouldn't sell it as a piece of property. They might engage in a business arrangement with Trump where he would pay an annual subsidy or something like that. That begins to make sense looking at it in that way.
Jeg vil selvfølgelig gerne knytte nogle ord til den diskussion, der pågår lige nu omkring Grønland, og gøre det meget klart, at set med den danske regeringsbriller, så er Grønland grønlændernes. Det er et meget, meget stolt folkefærd. Det er et sprog, det er en kultur, det er en befolkning, som er sin egen, og som formand for Naalakkersuisut, museet i øvrigt, har sagt, så er Grønland ikke til salg. USA er vores absolut tætteste allierede. Vi vil altid gerne arbejde tættere sammen med amerikanerne. Det gælder i alle forsvars- og sikkerhedspolitiske spørgsmål. Det gælder også Nordatlanten, hvor spændingerne tager til. Og vi har set med vestlige briller en meget klar interesse i, at det er USA, der, når det kommer til hele det område, at det er USA, der spiller en stor rolle, og ikke for eksempel Rusland eller andre lande. Men Grønland, det er grønlændernes.
Hej.